I hate the part where I have other business when it's important things. I didn't know if my friend had been hurt, if there was an ambulance thing. That's right, the hat's not there. My friend had been hurt or not. I have friends up the way. We went past the house, thank God. I could see one vehicle very torn up down the street. These are incredibly violent accidents. Things that sane people, sober people wouldn't be doing. As of right now, it's 1:12 on a Saturday morning. Either a night shift guy went on a heck of a bender, or somebody's behaving very strangely, drinking awfully early. Looks like they got the first vehicle was messed up. It's definitely sustained a lot of damage. There it is. This one's been totally knocked off the sidewalk. Genuinely hope and pray there weren't any bystanders. Looks like it struck the tree. It's a large truck. One of the arguments that they're making against small cars is the fact that if they get in an accident with a larger vehicle, the smaller force generally gives way to the larger one. I get it, there's possibly some miraculous exceptions, but there's only so far that engineering can go. I can't tell if those are veterans plates or pro-life plates. I do want to point out, though, I'm well off of Job Corps property. Okay, crash bag curtains deployed. There's the wig rolled up on the road. Let's get a plate number. That looks like a graduation. No, hockey. Point of impact. Veteran, Department of Air Force. Possibly connected to the base. Wonder what went down. Sport wheel all-wheel drive. 83091. Tags are up to date. Olson's Towing got it out of the way. I should have photographed, but my friend in the car was scared. 315 ETW on Olson's Towing. I don't see any evidence of blood. Pray to God that means the occupants walked away alive and unharmed. Everybody okay in there?
I think so. Yeah, they were talking. She got kind of banged up, but...
Smells like alcohol.
Really? I know the battery. You just got to be careful around the front end. The battery is leaking pretty bad. So...
Well, it's the back end that smells like alcohol.
Oh, really?
Like maybe they had something in the trunk. Is this an electric vehicle? No.
No. It's got that tone one, though.
Oh, God help you. I hope and pray it wasn't dangerous. Was that one involved too?
No, this one was out on the highway, broke down. So
thank God. Those electric vehicles, from what I hear, are a good deal more dangerous than the gas ones.
They are. They tend to start on fire. They're a nuisance. Once they're involved in an accident, they really lock up and they're super heavy. So they're kind of a pain, and they're a huge battery, you know. So
are the occupants still getting trapped in them?
I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know.
Well, I'm glad you're safe and your property's safe.
Yeah, I actually came and shut my lights off. I don't need to call a tow truck to get the tow truck.
No.
Bad.
Yeah, I'm going to have another look at the one that's up against the tree. I wonder how that happened.
I don't know. He didn't even mess up the grass, really.
That is weird. He must have been flying when he did it. That for an SUV to equal that weight.
Yeah, last night we were on a call where little Ford EcoSport, and they're tiny.
Uh-huh.
It actually flipped over a pickup. So
I guess those pickups aren't as heavy as we think they are, or as solid.
their center of gravity's up high, so they tend to flop over, you know.
Ah.
Well, I better get my bucket gear.
So maybe that's the reason they're afraid to mess with my teeny weeny little car.
Yeah.
That center of gravity is about as close to the road as you can get without actually touching it.
Nice.
Oh, and you're getting ready to tow that one.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have a 360 before you do. See about what, if any, damage has happened to the tree. That was so weird how that one hit that phone pole. Oh yeah, they're getting ready to pull it off. Looks like the tire was totally gone. Wasn't is. Look at that big old truck. It's a 4-door. That's about as solid as they come. Well, no, that's not true. They make them pretty big. Holy cow. That thing looks like that bugger got totaled. What a mess. Was anybody hurt? Did they walk away okay? Well, I'm praying for him, okay? Human life, I guess, human life matters more than anything. And that's something the government should put first with human life. Yes, faith and morality matters too, but it's not much morality if you're not valuing human life. I want to be careful I don't go up into other people's property. You see how the vehicle's up into other people's property. And I want to give this thing a decent berth too. Looks like it messed up the grass. The guy that's operating the tow truck pointed it out. The grass on this side, you see how it's intact? Nothing's happening. I'll give it a wide berth so I'm not in your way. You see what's not on this grass? There's not a single track or damage. Now, pray to God I don't get in trouble for this. The cops' back's turned. They do have the legal right to order me off. See how that's the only damage to the grass you can see. Want to stay out of other people's business. Looks like word's catching on about the famine. Look at those tomato plants lined up. I wonder if they know there's got to be a way to preserve them, to preserve the vitamin C. Canning and regular drying don't hold the vitamin C. We're going to have to find a way to hold it. From what I understand, the only practical way is freeze dry and vacuum pack. That's how the military rations are done, how the Mormons are doing it too. Hey, Bobby Joe. I still need to talk to you. From what I understand, you're working with Jeff, and I don't want to make waves or trouble. Oh, there's the damage to the grass. I'm glad I filmed before they started moving it. Look at how that stuff's coming up. Literally pulling it up like a machine. I want to keep track. I'm so used to hearing facts, no matter how bad, that I need to listen to. Reality checks and so on. From what I understand, though, you're not liking some of what I said, and I don't want to pick fights with you. I need help of any kind I can get. And whatever allies we can get, we need to band together. Okay? I'll try to contact you again via telegram or something if you've got time. If not, that's okay too. I got some other things. There's a prayer event tonight, Patty. If you're available at 5 p.m., Dr. Yagabi's having that prayer event. We'd very much like you to attend. Bobby Joe, I don't know if you're in this side of the state, but tonight at the Old Knights of Columbus Club, the current the Old Knights of Columbus Club, currently the Columbian Club, between the U-Haul and the Mobil station, where that coffee shop is. Look at what it's doing to that grass. And I don't want to go ahead and start messing with it. Looks like whoever did that did a real good job with their grass, too. Are you the homeowner?
I am not. I'm just at my granddaughter's graduation.
Oh, well, I hope and pray that she wasn't in any of those vehicles.
Oh, no. This was complete. They walked out and said, there's just been an accident.
Yeah. You see the other one? That SUV, that giant four-door. All those tree huggers, all this other debate. That big old truck wound up hitting a tree, getting totaled. Yeah. All I know is when I look at this stuff, I think it's way too early for people to be drinking unless they're doing graveyard.
Let's just drive Western down and down.
Whoever did this, they weren't in the right mind. I'm glad I shot pictures of the grass before they started. The only damage I can discern prior to this was there was a mark by that truck's tire, unless they were moving it. There was like nothing in that grass. That's good black dirt too. I feel for them. They got a good garden spot. Hey, if you can keep a garden in your place, do it. There's news talk about the fertilizer shortage causing a worldwide food shortage. Yeah, I guess I sound silly talking about it, so I'll pipe down.
No, you just don't know. Everything is kind of stacks on top of each other, you know what?
It does.
The domino effect. Yeah.
If those farmers can't afford the diesel, and from what I understand, they're trying to force the small farmers out of business, just like they've done the small businesses. They want us owned by one big old cozy monopoly. And I better pipe down. Yeah, me too. I know there's a time and a place where cops shouldn't give information, but it's not going to hurt me at all to pray for the life and salvation of every person that was involved, and to pray to God no one was standing by to get hit.
They know exactly what happened.
Oh, I know they do. Well, no, actually, I don't know that they do. There's been plenty of times those idiots have been very wrong. They actually cited me once for failure to use a sidewalk to cross the street. How many sidewalks have you seen in the street? Yeah. I'd like to ask those of you that do Christian prayers to please pray for these people. Pray for their lives and well-being. Pray that whatever happened, it doesn't keep happening. We seem to be having a lot of crazy nowadays. People getting suicidal for no good reason. I want to pray against it. I know it's not helping any that they're lying about the work opportunities and jobs that are available. And what disturbs me greatly, those that profess Christ are falling for these lies, hook, line, and sinker, accusing the poor of being unwilling to work, of being lazy, stupid, of saying it's all their fault. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of lazy people that are gaming the system, that are being anything but honest. There are also no small amount of people. I mean, there's a great deal more people that are genuinely unable to provide for themselves, no matter how hard they try, no matter what they do. There are people that have worked for years, save up for generations to get that fancy degree, only to have it turn into a worthless piece of paper. Because not only are they competing against tens of thousands of other people that felt they needed that worthless piece of paper to work in the U.S., but foreigners who have the same piece of paper. And in the end, half the jobs they find, they don't need that education anyway, and they're all too willing to outsource them, not just to AI, but to the visas, the foreign workers. The more they're able to work remotely, the more they're able to send these jobs overseas. I can remember 10 years back how it was nearly impossible to talk to a U.S. citizen on the phone. 5-10 years back, I could not get anyone with that sounded like they were from the U.S. or from any nation where English was spoken as a primary language. What would it be like to have a payment on a vehicle, possibly even a house, to have children whose well-being rests on your ability to earn for them, and to have to deal with this, to have to lose jobs, or to be able to never get the jobs, to have people tell them, well, 20, 40 years back I was able to get this job without the education, you're just not trying. Just because an opportunity exists in a previous generation or in another area or situation doesn't mean it exists here and now. And it's like people are just so brainwashed they don't get it. Could it be that somebody was taking happy pills? Because that's the best explanation, is that they were on some sort of medication, prescribed medication. I can remember that guy who put up the websites about medication and its dangers, government prescribed medication and its dangers, talking about being a first responder in an accident involving that. How he used his medical skills to take care of a woman. She was on a new prescription, taking it exactly as prescribed. He discovered from what she was able to tell him that that they completely blamed her, so she chose to do it. When all she was doing was following a doctor's advice, which apparently didn't warn her against driving. Looks like the lights are still stuck on. Battery didn't get it in this one, but it looks like the transmission fluid did. Either that or that could be radiator or window washer too. It's more an orange than a red like blood.
That's pretty good right there.
He's gonna hurt himself if that thing hits the tree. Oh good, the door went closed. He's protected inside the vehicle. Frame's rolling, but not the front. Looks like it totally got the engine compartment, but not the wheels under it.
Great.
Looks like Olson's is pretty much getting to be a tow monopoly. John, I wish you could be in the business. I need to reach you, John Fleener, if you get this. Covered pickup bed. Nicely loaded. Fast diesel system. 324 EPP. 324 EPP. Idealauto.com. Look at how that thing chewed up the grass here. There's car fluid on their nice lawn and manicured stuff too. And you can see where it was right here. I want to be careful. For any reason that thing lets go, I don't want to be in its pathway. A minute there, I thought your leg was still going to be in the door when that tree came by. Someone's going to be thrilled about that grass.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what to say. Sorry.
You should probably pull the metal part out there. That way they don't accidentally find it in a treasure hut. It was right up under this turf right down here. Yeah. That way somebody's kid decides to treasure hunt, they're not hurt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, God bless you for caring.
Try to do our best, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. They just did a whole thing on prescription drugs, especially the mood stuff, on Children's Health Defense. What crazy things they make people do. Doesn't seem like a sane action that a person would have this. I mean, the sane person would do something like this. A lot of force for distracted driving. Or even somebody freaking out. Would it bother you any if I picked up a few pieces?
We can get them, just in case. I don't want you to get cut or anything.
No. Speaking of cut, right there in the yeah. Looks like parts of the plate frame. It's gonna look like the Beaver made another hit. Oh, it's a ways away from the water. Hopefully the Beaver will leave a bee. Look at that monster. Ah. This is a nice small town thing for a person to care enough to fix the tree. I pray to God that owner has the sense to tell these towing people thank you.
They're gonna be bad enough the way it is. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I don't know everything, but the way that tree root looks, it'd probably do good with a clod of grass on top of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her buried.
Trees don't always like having their roots buried. They're pains. I could be doing work at home. These Karens are gonna go after me with no, I mean, sweet Lord, help me.
Fast enough? I don't know. Yeah. That's what I thought you guys were gonna do. I thought you were gonna pull it back.
I'm glad he showed up, because I probably would have.
Alright, thanks guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You guys got the incident number already?
Well, hopefully the grass is gonna be okay with whatever came from that truck. There's a couple of moms. It was nice of Olson's Towing to put the grass back. I hope you don't mind me recording what happened. The tow truck, when it, believe it or not, there was no damage to the grass before it came out. And they didn't do it on purpose. The tow truck operators put everything back as best they knew how.
I left for a while, so I didn't know what was going on. The truck was still sitting there.
Well, apparently a couple cars hit each other and they hit that tree.
Yeah, I heard a bang. I was right beside the house too, and I didn't see it happen.
Yeah. I was just telling the tow truck operators how nice it was for them to put everything back as best they could.
Are you with somebody?
No, I figured I'm an independent journalist. I figured I'd get it for my own stuff. I don't like being lapdog media. And of course I'm not popular for doing that, but hey, I'm thinking though, this is way too early for somebody to be drinking, and that's a very, the amount of damage that was done, the way it was done. Apparently the truck was flying when it hit the trees.
I don't know which vehicle took down the sign.
Yeah.
There were two people in the car, I know. But,
Did they seem okay? I noticed the fire truck was here when my friend was with me.
They took them to the ambulance.
I pray to God they were alive.
Yeah. I know I heard that lady said she's diabetic, but that's all
That could explain things.
she wasn't driving though. Her husband was the guy driving.
Oh.
This guy was a pickup by himself.
Somebody was remarking that there was no damage to the grass of any kind when the truck was over here, meaning it had to have been off the road. That was like the only damage I spotted. I sort of stepped around to get it with my camera here. I hope you don't mind. And that happened when the tow truck was removing it. So they did their best they could, but I guess they figured it was better than leaving the thing parked on your grass.
Right, yeah. Oh, that's no problem. I'll take care of that. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I guess the best thing to do is to pray for everybody involved, and best wishes on the grass.
This is a bad intersection. I've lived here in this house for 47 years. And there's been so many accidents. What they need to do, there's a school right down the street. Cars come down here, 40 mile an hour. They need to put a caution sign before the next block.
Yeah. Well, they might need to put it too over by that hill, because I think the reason why they're headed this way 40 miles an hour is they're still coasting from that hill. They're blowing off the other one.
Yeah.
Because there's no one there at that one.
No. People just drive too fast.
Well, some of it too, those wonderful new pills to help people cope with the fact that there's no jobs, There's no way they can afford a home. Oh, this isn't an economic depression. It's all in your head. Just take this medication.
Right.
Like any pill is going to fix the fact that you don't have enough. You couldn't earn a living.
No.
You can't own your own home. You can't have the dignity of getting your parents' basement.
It's getting worse. It's too much free money for one thing.
Well, is it the free money that goes to us though, or is it the free money that goes to the mega corporations like Google, Amazon, like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, like the banks that are too big to fail, like the industries that gobbled it all up? So instead of having 5 or 6 competing railroads, we've got 1. Instead of 12 competing airlines, we've got 3. From what I understand, there's stores that seem like their rivals are owned by the same owner, like Burger King, Wendy's. I'm trying to remember who else are all owned by Silver Bullet Enterprises.
Oh.
Yeah, Kmart was owned by Sears, and they both went bankrupt. But I couldn't get hired on at Sears because 12 years ago somebody was mad at me in Kmart and said I couldn't be rehired. Yeah, they're gone now, but there's a whole bunch of other monopolies in their place that own literally the same exact stores.
Oh, like Olive Garden and Olive Garden. I think it's a steakhouse, not steakhouse, the Red Lobster.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh.
There were like 6 other franchises owned by the same ones as Longhorns.
Oh.
I think Capital Dining was one of them. I'm trying to remember all the other ones. They were owned by the exact same franchise.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, that's both very good price.
No, it's just that from what I understand, since 2009, we've been dealing with stuff like corporate welfare. Need help, ladies?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, guys.
We've been dealing with stuff like corporate welfare since before 2009, where you remember that all those banks crashed and they were quote-unquote too big to fail, and the government bailed them out.
Yeah, right.
But not the homeowners.
No.
And when COVID happened, they had a lot of bailout money for the big companies that were cutting our jobs, but not for the small businesses that went out.
Right. Right, that's true.
And they decided, the state legislator, I think it was 2023, decided that the public didn't know what, it was either 2022 or 2023, that the public didn't really understand what they wanted, and they were going to bring back corporate farming, because in Minnesota, the towns were totally dead where there weren't corporate farming, and they wanted North Dakota to have totally dead towns, every place that we didn't have a corporate farm.
I don't know. I don't like to get involved in politics.
No, it's okay. I need to shut up while I can. It's your right to think as you do. I love your tomato plants. I love your gardening.
I'm just I got the back planet. I just planted these 2 pots yesterday. I just went after more flowers now.
I want to get into that with mine, and I guess I better pipe down and stop talking about it. I don't get them in the ground. We got such a short growing season.
Yeah, when you plant them, you got to plant them deep.
Yeah, tomatoes like them deep.
Yeah. In fact, some people fold them over.
That's how they did it at Lowe's when they were putting them in the pots. The little seedlings, they transfer them into the pots to sell them, and they'd roll them.
There's a trick to everything, but I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, there's where that one tire was. Here, let me go ahead. Be a moose. I see kings and queens stood on divots. That poor guy. He's right about one thing. We're not doing enough work. When we let our government openly embrace socialism and corporate welfare and ignore the needs of their people, criminalize poverty and homelessness, say that parents don't have the right to keep their kids if they can't afford a lawyer, and then push the price of effective legal counsel out of the reach of nearly all the middle class. When we allow the government to send our jobs overseas and to tell us that we quote-unquote don't want to work the jobs so they could bring in foreigners, they're right about one thing: we are lazy. But it's not necessarily the type of lazy their propaganda sends. I want to be careful, though, Because I'm not saying people should do illegal or violent things. We need to be gentle and hands up. Gentle and hands off when it comes to the government crazy. Make it clear they're the monsters, not us. They're the lawbreakers, not us. But at the same time, we do not have to be quiet and civil. I'm deeply disturbed that people got behind Trump instead of Massey when Trump withheld the Epstein files. I'm deeply disturbed to see Christian ministers saying that we should trust Trump instead of obeying God. Stuff like the Epstein files symbolize something that should never, ever happen in a Christian nation. Our hearts should be, our first loyalty should be to Christ and His morality. That was the whole point of the revolution, that we had no king but Jesus Christ. And I pray to God I didn't offend that nice old man. $12,000 or best offer. It's a vehicle though that's not old enough. Yeah, 2017. These are the ones that aren't made to last. Far enough out that they're going to be useless and expensive to maintain. I want something before '09. Preferably the 1990s with as little computerization as possible and yet still effective. Anti-lock brakes maybe. And I better just shut up. I need to get work done. Well, Bobby, Patty, if you're there, God bless y'all. See you soon. Bye. Better hop off.